what really fascinates me, it's what the economy will look like when AI agents will be almost in every business, in every institution, practically everywhere, and we'll have this kind of AI-based economy. Um, I've been going, in the last, I would say in the last months, even a year, um, I've been going through multiple simulations just to have an idea and project myself to that practical situation where AI agents are practically everywhere. So on a very practical level, I wanted to understand and have an idea of what the landscape will look like and what probably will happen with all those jobs. Will the new roles will appear? What the businesses will look like. So in this specific stream right now, I wanted to focus on the service sector, businesses that are in the service sector, and we know that the service sector, especially within the United States, covers a, a good portion of the economy itself. So I wanted right now to go deep into this a business, what a business, basically a business in the service sector will look like when we'll have this AI-based economy, because we know right now we don't have an AI-based economy. Whatever, despite all the hype around AI, we don't have an AI-based economy. We're trying to implement AI within our processes, within our activities, operations. We try to learn how to use it, but we don't have an AI-based economy in the same way that in the 90s and even in the 2000s, we didn't have a internet-based economy. Right now, at this point, as we speak, 2025, we do have an internet-based economy, web-based economy, because most of our tools, whatever on personal life or on a business level, runs on the internet. We won't be able to, do any business that we're doing right now uh, for any companies that, or even institutions, whatever it's government or private that exists today, without the internet. That's why we have an internet-based or web-based economy. So I wanted to go a little bit deeper and see. I wanted to see what those businesses in the service sector will look like, and all over those simulations. And I did a bunch of simulations actually to see on a practical level what will going to happen when on our 80 to 90% of all our activities will be not automated, but will be kind of supported or driven by AI agents. So I kind of develop kind of an organizational model that it's a pretty much general model, but pretty much that shows the new roles and a kind of a typical workflow in a business that is going to operate in a service sector. So let's just let's just jump in right now as we speak. I'll put myself aside here. And when it comes to the model, first things first, everyone knows when you are in the service sector, everything starts with the client need. That's the first thing that happens. I mean, nobody will argue with me. Then that need needs to be captured. And you see, that's something interesting, because that need, and even today we have people that kind of trying to understand a client's needs. But we will need to have a client strategist, or it could also be called a AI solutions designer. Basically, that's the kind of person that basically you'll still need someone who will talk to the client and really understand the problem itself. It will take some responsibility for it. You cannot just put AI and let AI just drive the whole process. No, you need somebody who will take responsibility and will understand the subtleties of the client needs. And that role becomes even more important when you have AI, because every business, every in the service sector will have AI and becomes kind of a commodity. So the differentiation aspect will become the human aspect. You know, how the client will be approached, all the subtleties related to the human intuition, and how we're able to capture your client's needs and to practically understand what the solution will be from the beginning. Okay. Then we have a AI orchestrator. Once the solution is defined, basically, then you need someone who knows how to prompt AI tools. Give clear instructions, guide the tone and the format, make sure that the output makes sense, make sure it's basically an AI kind of a supervisor. All the heavy lifting, all the heavy work, whatever it's development of a solution, or the creation of content, or whatever it is, doesn't really matter. All of that, it will be generated by AI, but that AI needs to be guided, need to work in a certain limits by itself to be effective, to be efficient, and the output needs to be what it needs to be, basically. Then you'll have, once the solution is produced, you need to have somebody in the quality. You need to have a quality lead. We could also say it could be an AI compliance reviewer or AI reviewer. You could call it whatever you want, but you need somebody who will review and validate the output itself. It could be fact checking, align it with the client's like brand and policies, or some regulations, or even cultural aspects. Yes, a lot of time things will be kind of corrected by AI itself, because there will be another AI agent with the person that is leading the quality, but still somebody needs to be responsible for the quality and making sure that is it compliant and is pretty much what the client needs, basically. That's something that is really important. And obviously then we have the final output, and all of this needs to be managed. So we need to have somebody that will do the project management, or a project lead. You need someone to manage the whole workflow, making sure that the timeline are met and tools are integrated. In the same way that we do project management, we need someone that will make sure that the project is on time and on budget, and that everyone did her job properly. And that's kind of the workflow that we could also call it workflow architect. If the whole process will be a little bit more automated, like a repetitive, basically, service that we give to the clients, with some subtleties, with some changes, then it could be, we don't need a project manager, obviously. It could be a workflow architect that makes sure that a lot of what's going on is highly automated. And you see, in that model, all of those roles, the client strategist and AI architector could be one person. I mean, if the product or the service that is delivered to the client is a little bit more complex, obviously you will need somebody as a client strategist to make sure that all the needs are kind of aligned with the client's needs and what the client feels, whatever it is. And also you need an orchestrator, that will make sure that all the components, when AI will generate whatever needs to be generated, are generated properly in the most effective way. And also you need somebody who will check the quality. All of those three roles, I'm sure there will be some circumstances, in some cases, that all of those three roles, the client strategist, AI orchestrator, and the quality lead, will be the same role, will be with the same person basically. But this is the kind of the model that I'm sure, kind of 80% sure basically, that you'll find in every business that will be in the service sector when AI agents will be a thing, will be kind of integrated and implemented within a business, and will be able to effectively generate all the whatever it's the code for an IT solution, an application, or the content or marketing content. It doesn't matter what it will be. It could be even movies or videos or music, sound, whatever it is. I mean, or the mix of everything around it. I'm sure that's the kind of the workflow and the model that all of those companies, with some exceptions, will follow. So I mean, why is this important? Well, as you see, as a business owner in a service sector, and I don't know what type of business you have, but as a business owner, if you are a business owner, you need to know in what direction you'll need to organize your business when AI will be more and more mature, and we're gonna move into an AI-based economy. If you're an employee, that's also an important thing, because you want to know in what direction, in what kind of role should I adopt myself to be part of this new AI-based economy. One way or another, this is the kind of model that, after all the simulations that I did, this is the only model that actually was stable enough, to make sure that the AI agents do their job, and also, the role of human was able to add, real added value, and not just kind of, doubling the work of AI agents themselves. Now, I'm sure some of you will say, well, Ilya, you didn't, that's a business in the service sector is not just the workflow for the delivery. Yes, it's also marketing, it's also sales, it's also HR, but even if you have less people in a business, we still have people, right? What about marketing and sales, I'm still doing a bunch of simulations to make sure to understand the landscape that will happen with AI. It's a kind of different approach for sales and marketing, because here what you see, it's an internal process. It's a process that will happen inside the business, where some factors and parameters are under specific control. There's some control of it. It's internal. Marketing and sales is external. You're dealing with external people, and you cannot assume that whatever happened will happen in a certain way, because you see, once you use AI for sales and marketing, other businesses will use AI for sales and marketing, and then what exactly will happen? How the client will react. Are they will be more human oriented, or they will be kind of okay and familiar enough to use I don't know, like e-commerce tools that are completely automated, to buy whenever it needs to buy, and that will also be part of the marketing process. All of those aspects of this external process needs to be evaluated, and I'm still doing a bunch of simulations just to understand what's going to happen in this case, and I'm sure I'm gonna come up in the next weeks, maybe even sooner, with a model specifically for sales and marketing related to service sector businesses, or even other businesses. That will be pretty interesting, but stay tuned. That's something that will happen shortly, obviously. So on that, that's it for today. So if you learned anything, please leave some comments, questions in the comment section. I will absolutely read them. Please do that. And also put some like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.